I keep coming across these vocal coaching videos on the shorter attention span platforms, TikTok, Instagram, the 30-second, 1-minute videos kind of platforms, where there's a student struggling with something, whether it's to sing a high note, they're struggling with a bad tone or a nasal voice, this kind of thing, and they're sounding down and all, and I don't know if I can be there. This kind of sound, right? This really awful sound. The voice teacher comes along, plugs the student's nose, and all of a sudden, down and all, and I don't know if I can be saved. See my heart, I decorated like a grave. Right? Such a huge change. And from being such an awful sounding singer to having this really professional sound, right? If only someone told me 25 years ago when I first started singing that becoming a better singer didn't require all the practice and training that I went through. And if the singing teacher had just blocked my nose in my first lesson, I would be such a professional singer from day one. It would be a very different world, right? This is obviously not what's going on. Now, what the singer in question most likely isn't aware of, what the viewer definitely isn't aware of, and maybe even in some cases what the voice coach that's doing this isn't aware of, is that for some people, there's a natural reflex, a bodily reflex when you put your fingers over your nose, when you block your nose, to close the velar port, the velar pharyngeal port, which is connected to the soft palate in the back, meaning that this blockage that's occurring, that's creating this internal resonator, is not happening at the nose at all. It's happening in the back. And when the student goes away from vocal training, they're not going to sing any better at all. In fact, they might even practice for months or years with their fingers over their nose and wonder why they don't actually sing very well when they're on stage and they're not able to block their nose. I mean, you might want to get up in front of thousands of people and block your nose when you're singing or do a record that way, but I definitely wouldn't want to do that because they're not aware of what's really going on, or they're a natural and they fluke it and it works. That's fantastic. Kudos. More power to you. I've come to realize that a huge part of being a natural singer, as opposed to someone like myself, and most likely you if you've been watching my channel, I was never someone that was good at making funny voices or, putting on voices or cartoon voices, Ren and Stimpy voices, Scooby-Doo voices, this kind of thing, right? I'm showing my age here. I just wasn't someone that could do stuff with my voice at all. I definitely don't have that natural reflex of closing the velar port when I block my nose. So, for example, when I block my nose, I can still sing that same way. Does nothing for me because I'm not creating that internal resonator as a reflex to me blocking my nose. It's still going into the nasal cavity even though I'm blocking it. Does nothing for me, and most likely it's not going to do anything for you as well. But it's great for getting views. It's great for getting views, and that's fantastic. And the few people that this works for, it's obviously been tested with this student before they do the video, right? They know it's going to work. It's great for them. That is fantastic. Now, I've come to realize that ability to make funny sounds and actually hear things that other people don't hear, and even mimic your singing teacher when they're making a vowel change or something without them telling you. This is such a huge proponent of being a natural singer compared to you or I. And you might even feel bad about yourself if you see these videos and you try them out and it doesn't fucking work. This was me paying for vocal lessons for years with these kind of tips. Oh, you just yawn before you sing. Lower your larynx. Smile when you sing. This kind of thing. And not actually getting any better, right? And then you start to think, oh man, maybe there's a reason. You start reaching for increasingly bizarre reasons why you can't sing well, right? Oh, well, it's because I'm a baritone, right? It's because my mouth's not big enough. Oh, my teeth are too big to sing well. Means nothing. All you need is a deeper layer of understanding, a deeper layer of the onion, so to speak. So I posit a better way of creating your internal resonator, raising that soft palate and closing off the velar pharyngeal port in this way, which is a reflex for some people. If you've tried it and it works for you, good for you. The rest of us be over here actually learning how to do this properly, right? I posit a better way of doing this is if you inhale from a K consonant sound. So we're not actually going to voice it and go K and breathe in. You're just going to get your tongue, the middle of your tongue, in the position you would have to speak a word that has K in it. Keegan is a good word. It's a good name. Really good word. Good name. Spectacular name. Instead of actually voicing it, we just breathe in. Instead of breathing down and choking off in the larynx, we want to breathe up into the back of the head. through the mouth, right? And then when you're singing, you want to maintain this position of the soft palate being raised and that velar port being blocked so your vowels don't go through the nose, right? Down in a hole and I don't know if I can be saved. See my out, I decorated like a grave. Right? And then you get that professional sound and you're actually in control of it. And you don't need to stand in front of people blocking your nose or warm up blocking your nose. This understanding of what's actually going on is really the difference between just being a natural that gets it, good for you, or being someone that, is really struggling and doubting yourself and being like, man, I can't do this. I'm never going to be a good singer. It's because you're not being provided with the layer of the onion, the level of understanding that you need to take things to a next level in your singing. So, you're more than welcome to hit the subscribe button if you like. And you're also more than welcome to check out the cover that I've done of Down in a Hole by Alice in Chains, where I am raising the soft palate without blocking my nose with my fingers. Yeah, subscribe. We'll talk soon. All that.